What's going on, YouTube, and welcome back to the channel. Hope you guys are having a great day so far, or a great start to your day rather. Let's go ahead and dive face first into the drama. Now I want to talk about these two African American men that were found hanging from a tree, right, this past week. And this is disheartening because it's definitely giving us flashbacks of how it used to be. And if they think that we're going back to that way of life, they got another thing coming, because we're not going back to that type of lifestyle where they think that they can just grab us, yoke us up and hang us from trees. We're standing in solidarity, and that will never ever happen. But I find this story very interesting. All right. So Robert Fuller, who is 24 years old, was found in the city of Palmdale, California, hanging from a tree this past Wednesday at 3 a.m. And the other gentleman by the name of Malcolm Harsh was found in a city about 45 minutes away from Palmdale in Victorville, California. He was found hanging from a tree as well. So the local police in both cities have ruled these two incidents as suicides, not homicides. Now, I do want to point out that Malcolm Harsh, his body was found May 31st. So his incident actually took place before Robert Fuller's. And so when you have two situations that happen in almost close proximity of one another, you can't tell me that these two brothers took their own lives. There's something, right? Something very sinister about this situation. But if you leave it up to someone like Candace Owens, she will make an argument that there was no foul play involved. And, in her eyes, white people never do anything wrong. It's all our faults. It's all black people's fault for the position that we're in, according to Candace Owens. And guys, if you didn't catch Dave Chappelle's Netflix special where he was talking about, the protest that's going on around the country, and he actually talked about the George Floyd situation, well, he brought up Candace and he dragged her. Take a listen to this.
Why would anyone care what their favorite comedian thinks after they saw a police officer kneel on a man's neck for 8 minutes and 46 seconds? I can't get that number out of my head because it was my time of birth on my birth certificate. I was born at 8:46 in the morning, and they killed this nigga in 8 minutes and 46 seconds. I watch everything everybody says. I think Candace Owens try to convince white America, don't worry about it, he's a criminal anyway. I don't give a fuck what this nigga did. I don't care what this nigga did. I don't care if he personally kicked Candace Owens in her stinky pussy. I don't know if it stinks, but I imagine it does. And if I ever find out, I'll let you know for sure. I'll tell like Azealia Banks, I'll tell.
Cause it's a lot of tea that I be wanting to spill on y'all black men, especially like when y'all be seeing me getting attacked in the media and shit, and y'all don't come to my rescue and shit like that. Like Dave Chappelle, I should ruin your marriage. I should ruin your marriage. I should tell the world that we
All right, so we heard what Dave Chappelle had to say in regards to this situation. And even though Candace Owens hasn't spoken out about the two African American men that were found hanging from trees out there in California, I just found an opportunity to just go ahead and tell you guys what I really think about Candace Owens. Now, before I get into that, Dave Chappelle did admit that he had an affair with Azealia Banks, right? And so Azealia Banks put that information out there, and I have to give Dave Chappelle props for standing up like a man and owning it, because I know it's not easy because he was dealing with Azealia while being married. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, let's go ahead and get to the meat and potatoes of this video. And this video is really going to dig into Candace Owens' ass. Now, at no point would I ever put my hands on a female unless my life was threatened. But I can't help but to dream of kicking Candace right between her damn legs with my size 15 Timberland boot. I really just want to rearrange some shit. You know what I'm saying? Because she's so despicable and so deplorable on so many levels. You see, in Candace Owens' eyes, everything that the black community does is wrong. But the white community, they haven't did any wrong, right? So she never holds white people accountable for their fuckery. Now, mind you, this is the same nappy-headed thought that says that she's never encountered racism. Racism is just something that doesn't exist anymore. But when she was going to high school, her parents had to file a discrimination lawsuit because there were some white boys at that particular school that Candace was attending that was threatening to kill her. Now, a member of the NAACP by the name of Scott Esdale helped Candace Owens with this lawsuit, right? And the family ended up winning $37,000. Then later on in her life, of course, when she joined forces with white supremacy, she called the NAACP one of the worst organizations for black people, after having the NAACP assist her with her lawsuit back in the day. And just recently, Candace Owens set up a GoFundMe account for a bar owner by the name of Michael Dykes. Now, as soon as she set it up, within a few hours, the GoFundMe account had accumulated up to $200,000. But in a text message that was released online, Michael Dykes texted one of his co-workers and he called George Floyd a thug and said that the protesters were idiots. And so GoFundMe, they was like, oh no, we not having that. So they terminated the GoFundMe account that Candace opened for this racist bar owner. And it's just not Candace Owens. She's not by herself. You have those two greasy piglets in Diamond and Silk that make $1,200 a pop every time they go and speak up on the president's behalf. You know what I'm saying? $1,200. Doesn't that sound just like the stimulus that some of you all got? $1,200. That's all they get. $1,200 to go and speak up on the behalf of President Trump. All right. You have Charles Barkley. You have Stephen A. Smith, Shaquille O'Neal, Michael Jordan. All of these are black individuals, except Diamond and Silk, but I'm talking about the up and up elite black individuals that have a little bit of power in this country that always sides with white supremacy. They are all coons. You know what I'm saying? All coons. And let me not forget the biggest coon of them all, in my opinion, and that's Jason Whitlock, who just got fired from his show. What's the name of that show? Damn, I can't think of it right now. You guys know. Speak for yourself. That's what it is. Just got fired from the show, right? So I guess all that cooning wasn't enough to keep your damn job. Now, make no mistake about it. I want to put y'all up on game. So your favorite black actors and actresses, your favorite hip hop artists, let me tell you something. All right. A lot of them voted for Trump. All right. T.I., he's sitting out there advocating, but he voted for Trump. Okay. LL Cool J out here putting out these whack ass rhymes in honor of George Floyd.
For 400 years, you had your knees on our necks. A garden of evil with no seeds of respect. In America's mirror, all she sees is regret. Instead of letting blood live, they begging for bloodlet. Revenge is a dish that's served on platelets. Transfusion of confusion, abusing our intellect. I can't be bought with a $1,200 check, even though $1,200 can make a meal stretch. My mama wasn't rich, but she earned my respect. She made a little bit of money for a lot of blood, tears, and sweat. Jumping up and down on police cars, I'm vexed. After Chauvin killed George Floyd, we got next.
Now, I'm trying to figure out, was LL using this opportunity to think that he was going to make a comeback? He thought that he was going to go viral and it was going to be time to put an album behind this, because it didn't work. We all know, and if you don't know, he's always been a part of the Republican Party. So LL Cool J endorsed Trump. He sure the hell did. So he said all that to say nothing. But anyway, I'm going to say this. Candace Owens must be stopped. I don't care how she's stopped, who does it. Candace Owens has to be stopped. The bullshit that she's perpetuating on her platform does the black community an extreme disservice. And you have to think about how disrespectful it is for her to disrespect her community like that. And of course, she's getting paid by those white supremacists. I want to let you guys know that everybody that's white that are in these high positions, they don't want to be known as a racist. You have those quiet racists that work behind the scenes, right? And they oppress black people through the system, all right? And we call it systemic oppression, correct? And this is how they move. They don't want to be known as a racist. They don't want their cover blown. So what they do, they employ somebody like Candace that can articulate herself well, coupled with the fact that she's an African American. They use her to spew all this racist hate, and they use her to really get the message across about how white America actually thinks about African Americans. Now, not all white people feel that way about African Americans, but a majority of them do. So listen, I'm just going to say this. Candace is the first person that I actually hate that I've never met in my entire life. And again, we're going to have to get rid of some people within our own community to move forward. There are people within our own community that are holding us back because they're pushing the white man's agenda. They're speaking up on the behalf of white supremacy, and white people will always say that all black people don't think like you do. Look at Shaq, look at Jordan, look at Charles Barkley, look at Candace, look at Diamond and Silk, look at Jason Whitlock. So they use that, as a deflection to undermine the plight of black people and the systemic oppression that has existed in this country for over 1,000 years. But anyway, I'm gonna let that raggedy nappy headed go. All right, I want you guys to drop down in the comments and let a brother know what you think about the commentary within this video. All right, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I'll get with you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Peace.